Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing my product review for the ChefIQ Smart Cooker. Have you been looking for a pressure cooker that's got some other cool features as well? If so, you might want to check this out because this thing does a lot of cool stuff. So you ready? Let's get into this. Just a quick note, my reviews are based upon the things that I think are important. That might be a little bit different for you, so what I recommend doing is after watching my video, you watch a couple of other videos made by different content creators. That way you get a wider range of likes and dislikes and testing criteria. That in turn should help you make a more informed buying decision, and that is the most important thing of all. This is the ChefIQ Smart Pressure Cooker. And at first glance you can see that this thing looks really Darth Vader-y.
Most impressive.
And you know what? That is not a bad thing at all. The machine has an LED screen right here and a dial right here that you use to change all of your options. Just about all of the functions can be controlled with the ChefIQ app also, but we'll get into that a little bit later. If you look around this machine, it's pretty typical for a pressure cooker, except for a couple of things. You've got your moisture reservoir right here that just pops right off, just like that, so you can empty that out, clean it, do whatever you gotta do, and that just slides right back on like that. We've got the power connector right down there. This plugs in with a power cable that's pretty much identical to what you plug a desktop computer into your wall with. I did think it was really interesting that it's a removable plug like this, because when you're storing this, you can take your power cable and just put it inside the machine so it's not flopping all over the place. The only other thing to see on the top of the machine is the pressure valve. You can see that it's sort of floppy like this. That's by design. If you've ever had a pressure cooker, you know these are all floppy. It has two settings. Either it's vented, just like this, or you can turn it this way and seal it up. Pretty much if you're pressure cooking, you have it set on sealed, and if you're not pressure cooking, just about all the time it's going to be set to the vent. This little red thing right here will pop up whenever the machine heats up and creates enough pressure to seal the inside. So if you're ever trying to pressure cook and it's been 15 minutes and this thing doesn't come up, then you know you probably don't have your lid on right or something like that. As far as size goes on the machine, you're talking about 13 inches wide, about 12 3/4 inches tall, and the depth of the machine is right about 12.5 inches deep if you consider the dial out here on the front. That's pretty much it for features on the outside of the machine. So if we take off the pressure cooker lid, like this, you can see some accessories that come with this. You've got a little stainless steel steamer basket. You've got a little metal rack like this with some handles on it that sits down inside the bowl. This is especially good if you're making a multi-layered meal. And the last part we got here is the actual non-stick cooking pot. You can see that there's measurements on the back to help you out with your recipes. You might not be able to see that on camera because it's very dark, but if I show you the back here, you can definitely see the imprint. Down here on the inside you can see the switch, and that is basically how the machine knows if you've got the cooking pot in there or not. So obviously if that's not in there, the machine's not going to start. What sets the ChefIQ Smart Cooker apart is all the function. If we go into the menu, you can see we have pressure cooking, searing and sauteing, steaming, slow cooking, and if we go to the more area down here, we have sous vide, fermenting, keeping warm, and a sanitize setting, which is for cleaning. You'll notice one thing that isn't listed here is air frying. If you're looking for a pressure cooker that air fries as well, you'd be out of luck because this doesn't do it. What? However, I do have a couple of things to say about that. First, if you're like most people, you already have a machine somewhere in your kitchen that does air frying pretty well. And second, if you've ever owned a pressure cooker that also does air frying, like the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker for example, it's got the air frying components and the fan in the lid, and those can be a serious pain in the ass to clean. This machine just has a regular pressure cooker lid, so if you look in the top, that's all you got. Nice and easy. You can see that this also has a favorite section right here. If you go in there, you can download time and temp information from the ChefIQ app for just about anything you want to cook, and you can have it here at your disposal so you don't have to go looking it up all the time. Also down here you have a couple of extra features. First you have the release button. You can hear that click right there. That just automatically opened the pressure cook valve for me, so it's not completely manual. You do have some automated control over that as well. You also have the ability just to release pressure altogether, have it slow release, or have it release in bursts as well. Those are things I can't really remember other pressure cookers doing, and I think it's kind of a neat feature. Right next to that you have the scale, and if I go into there, you can see that that's set to 5 pounds right now. I can zero that out. Now you can see that that's at 0, and it means that we can actually cook our recipes right in this machine without having to measure things out all the time. So that's a pretty cool time saver, especially if you don't have a scale handy. If you go into any one of these settings, you can further customize them once you get in there. So if I go into slow cook, you can see that it's got presets for chicken, beef, lamb, and pork, along with little pictures right here next to it, which I thought was a really cool little thing. If I go into manual, you can see all of the exact settings. I can see how many hours and minutes I want to cook for, whether I want to use high or low slow cooker temperature, if I want it to keep the stuff in here warm after it gets done, and if I want to do a delayed start. And for that delayed start, you wouldn't set a time or anything. You would set it for amount of time from right now before you start it up. So, if I want to get this ready and I don't want it to start for 3 hours, I'd set that for 3 hours. Set that timer just like that, and then when I hit continue, then it would wait that long. I wouldn't recommend having raw meat sitting in here for 3 hours like that before you cook, but I guess you can do it, can't you? These other 3 settings all have their own little presets. For instance, if I go into steam, again, we have different settings for different types of food, and if I go into manual, you've got similar options here. In the sear and saute section, you have options for preheating, cook times, low, medium, high, and sear as far as the temperature goes. And you also have that keeps warm feature on there. For pressure cooking, we have the widest range of presets in this. And if you decide you just want to handle it yourself and you go into manual, then you have options for all the regular stuff, including the pressure level and also how you want to do your pressure release like I was talking about before. Just to show you how deep the rabbit hole does go on this thing, let's take a look at the chicken setting in the pressure cook area. Go into there, select it, and now we've got bone-in chicken, thick breast, thin breast, tenderloins, drumsticks, leg quarters. Was that a bone-in thigh right there? Yep. Boneless thighs, wings, or whole chickens. Depending on what you're putting in here, it changes everything for you. And I did play around with some of the presets and it really did seem pretty accurate. If we went into whole chicken, for example, and let's say it was frozen, because a lot of times that's what happens whenever you're going to pressure cook something, then here you will get options for 3, 4, or 5 pounds, which are some of the most common weights for whole chickens when you buy them from the store. But you also have the option to use your scale. So if you were to go in there, you would just zero your scale out again. We'll just kind of hold this down and pretend we are a 3 pound, 7 ounce chicken. And the machine does a calculation for you, gives you a cook time, the pressure level, and automatically selects how it's going to do your pressure release. You're able to change any one of these things that you want manually if you want to, or you can just leave them the way it's set, continue, and you're off. So you can see this thing can really save an awful lot of time for you. It does take a lot of the guesswork out, that's for sure. Another great part about the ChefIQ Smart Cooker is the ChefIQ app. On the home screen, you can see a whole bunch of different options. You have a lot of tutorials that show you exactly how to use the machine, and you also have some different highlighted recipes that have deemed to be really popular on the ChefIQ website. At the bottom, you have some different controls for some different stuff. If we go to the second tab, which is the cook control, you can see up at the top that it says that the smart cooker is on standby. I can click on that and I can use any of the settings in the machine. The share appliance thing is kind of weird because you can beam that to different people's phones and stuff. That's really not something I would ever use. You can manually use the scale, and that can be set to either grams or ounces. That works the exact same way I showed you, except through the app. ChefIQ also makes a smart thermometer, and if you had one of those, it would show up on this screen as well. On the recipe tab at the bottom, this is where it gets really interesting. You can either manually search for a recipe up at the top, or you can scroll down and look at some different types of things that you might want to cook. For example, let's say I was thinking about doing something with seafood. Now you get a whole list of different seafood recipes, along with how long they tend to cook, and how many upvotes each one of these has gotten online from the ChefIQ owners. Let's say we wanted to make this seared salmon with orzo over here on the right. I could go into there. You can get a visual intro if you play the video at the top. You can do guided cooking, which will give you a shopping list of all the different things that you need for your recipe, along with the scale icon over on the right if you want to weigh those in the ChefIQ pressure cooker. Holding your hand sometimes is really good, but if you've got a little bit of experience, you're going to be a lot quicker measuring that stuff outside on your own and portioning everything off. You can check these ingredients off as you get them, and you also have the ability to order some of these ingredients if you want them, if they're not locally available for you. Once we get done prepping, then you get to see a visual guide of what each step looks like. From there, you just follow the recipe and you're good to go. If you have a little bit more experience, you can skip the guided cooking section, scroll down, and then down here you can see all of those ingredients again. You can click on the instruction tab and it'll just tell you what to do step by step without you having to go through that guided tour. If you want to, you can still see the videos, like step 1 is adding the butter to the cooking pot. I can click that and it will show me that same video that we were looking at before. Except now in this case, you really don't have to do that if you don't want to, and it speeds everything way up for you as well. And it's the way I would recommend using this app. I would probably only use the guided cooking if you really need the help. Otherwise, I think it's going to take way too much time to make your recipes doing it that route. But I definitely appreciate the fact that they have that in there. Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. To test the ChefIQ Smart Cooker, I did 4 different recipes. First, I used the sear and saute function to make some chicken francais. Other than having to flatten the chicken paillards with a meat tenderizer, the entire recipe got done inside the cooking pot. There was virtually no effort behind making this dish, and there was really no cleanup whatsoever other than a couple of utensils and a cutting board. The resulting chicken was absolutely fantastic. The sauce came out with a perfect thickness, the chicken was seared really nice on the outside and it was still moist on the inside, and the flavor was spot on. Not to mention the whole thing only took me about 20 minutes or so. Next, I used a combination of the saute and pressure cooking functions to make mushroom truffle macaroni and cheese. Again, I was able to cook everything in the pot all together and save the pressure cooking of the pasta for one of the last steps. Once again, super easy, no mess. The whole thing was done in about 20 minutes or so. The flavor was absolutely fantastic and it was cooked perfect. Next, I moved on to steaming some lobster tails. This is probably the least amount of effort I've ever had to do in order to make good lobster tails. All I had to do on my own was cut the shells, lay out the lobster meat, do a little bit of light seasoning, and stick them on the rack inside the smart cooker. From there, I just used the steam function and used the preset for the lobster tails. It asked me how many. I put in the number of tails that I have in the machine, pretty much left everything the way it was and started it up. When they got done, they were fantastic. When you overcook lobster tails, they get really rubbery and it's super unappetizing when that happens. These were perfect, and the only other thing I had to do was melt a little bit of butter before I was eating. For the last recipe test, I decided to make Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. I used a little bit of store-bought pretzel bread. Obviously, I didn't make the bread in the machine, but I did everything else in it. I used the sear and saute function to cook the vegetables first, then added in the meat, and once that meat was finished, I just laid in the provolone cheese, threw the lid on, and pressure steamed it for about a minute or so just to get that cheese melted. Once that got done, I just had to release the pressure, take off the lid, and I was able to divide that contents up straight onto the buns. Perfect Philly cheesesteak sandwich in 15 minutes, and once again, absolutely no mess whatsoever. The ChefIQ Smart Cooker does a whole lot of stuff. It's especially great for novice cooks because if you use the app, it'll make sure you don't make any mistakes on any dish that you're trying to make, as long as it has a recipe for it. The only real downside I can see is that it doesn't include air frying, but in this day and age, do you really not have an air fryer someplace in your kitchen already? I didn't think so. If you'd like a little bit more information about the ChefIQ Smart Cooker, I do have an Amazon affiliate link to it down in the description of the video. If you buy anything through those links, I do make a small commission, but it doesn't change the price that you pay 1 cent. In case you haven't noticed, I now have the Joe's Phenomenal merch store online. You can see a few of the products I have available down below the video window, and if you go into Spread Shop from down there, you can see all the rest. I also have a link to the store down in the video description. All proceeds from the store go right back into the YouTube channel to try to make it just a little bit better experience for you. If you like this video, then you might like this video right here where I show you how to use this same ChefIQ smart cooker to make some really great Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. Those are super easy, they take no time at all, and you don't even make a mess. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.